Supreme Dark Sorceress's log. Stardate... Oh, I'll figure that out later.
What's good, people? Agent Juice reporting for duty. Alrighty. I believe the time has now come to start introducing original content on this channel once again. I did do a little stint of it a few years ago back when I was doing a Road 2 series with a little idea I made up a while ago called Meanie and Happy Land. But now I have a new idea. A new idea that I've been working on for about a year now. So, in order to introduce what I'm currently making, I believe it is pertinent to start introducing some OCs that will be starring in this little project that I call Schneeevil. And in order to kick off this introduction to Schneeevil, allow me to introduce you to its main character, the self-appointed Supreme Dark Sorceress, Velicia.
It's grotesque! Absolutely obscene!
So, without further ado, let us go ahead and buckle into a reference that will involve Schneeevil that you don't get right now, but will one day. Let us go ahead and, of course, smash that special like button, and allow me to introduce you to what I have been working on. So, to start off, let's go ahead and talk about the speed paint. The speed paint here is the character sheet of Velicia, the Supreme Dark Sorceress. I've actually made her character sheet a few times before, and I have redesigned her a couple of times. The story of Velicia and Schneeevil is that last year, August of 2019, Snapchat, of all things, was looking for new animated content. And I thought that was kind of weird, but at the same time I was thinking like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I could make something and Snapchat picks it up, gives me a bunch of money to essentially make a cheesy Flash cartoon. So in the matter of 4 weeks, I developed Schneeevil. At the time, the working title was called Domination. But anyway, the idea was like, how funny would it be if there was this evil witch who, sorceress. The joke is that Velicia hates being called a witch because she looks down on them for reasons I'll get into once Schneeevil starts becoming a thing. You know, you'll see it. What am I talking about? I'm making this. Anyway, so I thought it would be funny if there was like this evil sorceress who wants to rule the world, but of course, you know, it's the difficulties of trying to, you know, manage your evil minions and deal with the resistance and all that stuff. So I quickly, in 4 weeks, made this itty-bitty animatic that I might actually show one day, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, I made it. Long story short, Snapchat didn't pick it up. But I now had a cartoon. You know, I had a full idea and everything. So I decided, hey, let's polish this up, change a few things, because Snapchat wanted a lot of very specific things in order for it to, you know, be what they were looking for. So I got rid of those things, made it more original. And now what you're seeing here is me re-releasing this essentially a little more than a year later. So I am recreating Velicia, and that's the really long explanation of what's going on here in this the speed paint of her character sheet. Velicia! Velicia is kind of an amalgamation of a bunch of characters I really like and admire. The two big ones are Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, as far as like the personality, and also like the voice claim. Like if I could have it my way, Velicia would be voiced by Eartha Kitt. Unfortunately, Eartha Kitt died, so that's not really something that can happen anymore, but you can imagine like what I would want her to sound like. And the other big influence is a very specific witch magical character who I have drawn many, many times on this channel that I bet you can't guess who I'm drawing off of. Yeah, Wuya. So, you know, Wuya being best waifu, I decided like, hey, how great would it be if I could make a not Wuya as a character, change her up a bit, obviously, add some other personality aspects to her, and make her the main character of a cartoon. And that's kind of the origin of Velicia. Now, obviously, Velicia's not just Yzma and Wuya. I mean, there's a lot of other aspects of her that I draw from. There's a lot of original stuff that I pull from, because again, one of the things I say a lot in this channel is that, you know, good artists borrow, but great artists steal, but you have to steal from a lot of sources, otherwise you are a hack. So, I do not want to be a hack and just steal from two characters. So I'm stealing from many characters. Like I have a little bit of Peridot in there, I have a little bit of Zim in there, I have some other characters, Katra, actually, very recently, from the new She-Ra. I'm kind of putting a little bit of that in there, so I'm taking from all these characters and shaking it up a bit and getting Velicia out of it. Velicia's goal is the complete domination of the world, or as it is called, Schnee. Yes, the planet of Schnee. She wishes to conquer the planet of Schnee and become its one true all-powerful empress. The interesting thing about the name of the planet Schnee, here it is spelled out Schnee with 3 E's. It turns out Schnee is German for snow, and I did not know that. I just remember hearing that word a while ago and thinking that it's a funny sounding word, so I thought I would elongate it to make it sound funnier and name a planet after it. So yeah, for those of you who speak German, there's no reference to snow in Schneeevil. So I'm sorry to say, it's just I just picked the word because it sounded funny. Velicia is ambitious, obviously. She wants to take over the world. Very megalomaniacal, as you must be if you want to be a cackling villain who wants to dominate all life. But I also want to make her hilariously neurotic. She's someone who is very attached to portraying herself as like this unstoppable dominant force. But her minions, who I will introduce in later episodes, it's not that they don't take her seriously or anything, but it's very clear that they know her as a person, so they don't, they kind of write her off going like, oh, Velicia, she's doing her thing again. Like, technically on the hierarchical scale, Velicia is like the boss, right? So all of her other minions are her underlings, but again, they don't really, they don't respect her the way you would expect. Or fear her, like they definitely don't fear her the way you would expect from like another traditional villain. And so the idea there is to kind of, not only to kind of humanize Velicia, but also to create like hilarious dynamics, because this is essentially a different take on a family sitcom. You know, like she is meant to be the go-getter parent, and like, you know, there's characters that'll kind of act like her children, there are characters that'll kind of like act like her, like the equivalent of like she's essentially the go-getter mom, and like there'll be a character who's like the dad character, and there'll be characters who are like the kid characters. And so that's a kind of a dynamic I'm aiming for Velicia. So I really want her to be the most interesting character in the show. And for those of you who follow me and who've watched my previous content, you know that for me, the most interesting character on screen is the one going through the most turmoil. So Velicia has to be the one who's kind of neurotic and freaking out a lot, because, you know, her you know, she's essentially like the villain of the story, right? So of course she's going to be thwarted many times by those who, you know, resist her and whatnot. And so with like many failures and whatnot, she's always scheming, trying to find a new plan, and plans always go wrong, and her minions are always doing crazy stuff. So I want all of that pressure to be constantly on her, so that she's under like a lot of duress and has to like constantly think on her feet and everything. So by putting her under all that stress and pressure, I am hoping to make her the most interesting character in Schneeevil, because she is essentially the main character. So I want to make sure that she really shines like that. But now I turn to you, the audience. This is going to be a new venture for me now that I'm talking about my original content. I am, as of recording this video, very close. Like, I'm thinking I'm at like 97 or 98 subscribers, very close to 100 subscribers. So I'm about to hit a channel milestone. But I'm starting to enter uncharted waters in that for the next good chunk of videos, I'm not going to be talking about pre-existing popular stuff. You know, so I'm accepting that's going to hurt me in the algorithm, right? I can't use, you know, search engine optimization tags or anything talking about pre-existing popular material. So everything I'm doing right now is entirely original, which means that it's going to be that much more of a challenge to grab your attention. For those of you who are already my fans and are already watching this, or those of you who stumble across my channel, I would like to know, what do you think? You know, what do you think of this character design? Would you like to see more? Do you have questions? What can I do to make this, essentially the show that I'm pitching to you, interesting enough for you to invest your time and watch? I'm very curious, because I do want to make more original content, and I understand I'm going to suffer algorithmically for it for a while until hopefully one day it becomes successful and then it can generate its own hype. But as of right now, I'm going to be fighting for it, so I would like to ask you, what are your hopes and dreams? What would you like to see? What are you curious about? Please let me know. And, with that, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up for today. So, you know what to do here. If you like what you see and want to see more, go ahead and, of course, tickle those sacred buttons. Like the channel, subscribe, notification bell, yappity yappity. Definitely please hit up those buttons. I'm going to be fighting an uphill algorithmic battle for the next few videos talking about my original content. Like I said, definitely leave a comment. Let me know what you think, what you want to see, if you have any questions, whatever. If you feel so inclined, go ahead and share this video. It would definitely help me out. I know it's, again, original content, which means it's an unknown. So it's not like a funny meme you can share yet. But if you have kindness in your hearts, go ahead and share the video. Also, if you wish to stalk me elsewhere on the interbuts, go ahead and, of course, hit up my social media links on the screen, right here. Especially hit up Minds, because once again, I am now posting on Minds as well. Like, these videos show up on Minds. I love promoting social media diversity, using alternate sources and not just like the big tech oligarchs that rule our pathetic lives. So, with all that said, I thank you for spending this time with me, especially viewing my original content. I really do hope you stick around to see more of it. And until next time, adieu, Zelda.